Most businesses fail, and they fail early because they didn't take the time to actually assess the risks of running out of money or other risks to the business and to plan for them. Now, the thing about businesses is the less risky it is, the better the business is or more valuable it is. If you ever at some point consider of selling your business, you're going to be measured by how much risky your business is. If you're not there, does the business still work? If something happens to you, does the business still work? What happens if you lose a client? Does the business crash? That's why a lot of the most valuable businesses are now in the subscription area, because when you have a lot of ongoing clients, kind of retainer clients, the risk of losing one of them is not that huge, and you have kind of predictable revenue. Okay, so you need to take time, and you can do this just once a year or something, but to think about your risks and how to deal with them. Okay, so let me give you a framework for doing this. Here's how you're going to assess your risk. You're going to start down. I know this sounds a little bit pessimistic to think about all the horrible things, but just do this once a year, and it's going to help you to, reduce your anxiety because you thought about this once and you have a plan. So you're going to list down everything bad that's going to happen, either to you specifically in your business, but also something that might happen in the world that might affect you. Of course, again, as I'm recording this, the world is in a global pandemic. Not everything can be predicted. And of course, things that are way out of your, control, maybe you can't really control them, but you still need to take into account that they can happen. So you might not going to list everything like meteors hitting the earth or a global pandemic, but some things that are outside of you specifically, such as recession, such as, something that's going to happen with imports and exports or your specific economy, these things you might want to take down and consider. Okay, now you're going to rank each of them based on what is the chance of this thing actually happening, and then if it happens, what are the impacts on my business? Is it just going to be inconvenient, or it's going to completely ruin me and I'm going to be out of business? Okay, and I'll show you in a second how you're going to do this. Now, for the top 5 of them, I want you to think about what can you do to reduce either the chance of this happening or the impact. So let me give you an example. I think it's going to be way more concrete. So let's look at the list of risks. Let's look at the risk of client A leaves us. Okay, so what are the chances of this going to happen? Let's say it's from 1 to 10, it's 5. Now, what's going to be the impact on our business? In this case, let's say I only work with one client, okay, and it's client A is a retainer client, and it's my only client. And if they leave, I'm completely ruined because I don't have any alternative. So let's say that the impact in this case is 10. So combined together, this is ranking 15. Now I can start to brainstorm. So how can I reduce the chances of client A leaving? Can I give them a call? Can I give them better service? Can I show them how much I love them? Can I send them a gift? Can I buy them lunch or something? What can I do to reduce the chance? The next thing that I can think about, what can I do to reduce the impact that client A, assuming they will leave, what can I do to reduce the impact? Can I look for another client right now? Can I start building other income streams? Those things will reduce the impact that client A leaves on my business. Let's take the risk of my computer dies. Okay, so in this case, the chance is low because I have a relatively new computer, but the impact is 10. Why? Because I have no backup. Okay, and this happened to me, so this is a true painful story. Can you do something to reduce the chance of your computer dies? Maybe you can update the software. Maybe you can make sure that it's well maintained. Can you reduce the impact? Yes, you can start backing up your computer either to the cloud or to some external drive. And at this point, for me, actually, personally, if my computer dies, nothing happens. Everything is backed up all the time. I can pick up any computer and nothing will happen. So for me, the risk actually right now is chances of it happening. 2, impact on my business. 1, nothing happens. So this is, for me personally, it's a low risk. Next risk, I'm getting injured. So this is actually, when I did this for myself a couple of years ago, this was somewhat of a chance for this is happening because I'm riding electric bicycle, and that's quite dangerous, at least in Tel Aviv, Israel. And the impact on my business was very high. I'm a freelancer, I work alone, I'm a sole provider to my family. So if I'm getting injured on my bicycle, that's going to be a very big impact. So I took the time to think about what can I do to reduce the chance of this happening or the impact, and actually decided to wear a helmet while I'm riding my bicycle. Might sound like a small decision, but thinking about it from a business perspective, it does reduces the risk of me getting injured to a position where I can't work and provide for my family. So, just doing this simple exercise changed the way that I behave and reduced the risk of my business. Now, you might want to consider something like recession coming, right? You're not sure about this and you're not sure how it's going to impact, your business. So you can't do anything about the chances, right? This is out of your control, but you can consider how can you reduce the impact of a recession. Maybe you're going to build a bigger cash buffer. Maybe you're going to start reducing your expenses right now. You can think and brainstorm about ways of reducing that impact on you. So I encourage you to go ahead and do this exercise and also put it on your calendar to schedule once a year, assess your risk, and see if there's any way that you can reduce the chance of impact of them hurting your business.